What's going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Bring the Juice podcast. Just wanted to bring you guys an update on the injury situation and a couple things going into Sunday's matchup against the LA Rams. But first, a real quick word about our sponsor.
What's up, football fans? Do you want an advantage on your sports betting this year? You need to download BetQL, the only app you'll need to make smart bets. Their computer model scans hundreds of thousands of bets every year to give you the best bet recommendation for every game across all major sports. Their model covers everything from spreads, over-unders, to player prop bets. If you don't want to use their model and use your own research, that's fine. They can help you with your researching needs. There's sharp data to know who the pros are backing, the line movement so you can jump on betting opportunities in real time, team summaries highlighting previous success and over-unders and spreads, and team lineup, breaking news, and injury status updates. Plus, you can save all your picks in one place to track your success on leaderboards and rankings. Head to the App Store or Google Play now to download BetQL. You can also head to try.betql.co/juice to get started. Enter the discount code JUICE for a 25% off any of their subscription offerings. Find all this information here in the description, and make sure to check out their BetMGM in the description to receive a free year of BetQL. No subscription status is nothing. Also, check out their sportsbook offer pages if you live in an eligible state for free offers upon signing up. Don't miss out on the chance to beat your sportsbooks this football season.
So the game is Sunday, and a lot of concern was over the injuries, right? That's kind of the big concern right now. A lot of guys didn't practice much this week, so a lot of things circulating over the air. But I think based off of what I'm going to break down right here, talking about the game last week and talking about everything else, I'm going to basically break down for you guys some of the injuries, some of the things Coach Reich has said, and things moving forward. So first things first, when they were asking, when it talks about, well, first off, before I even get into anything else, the Colts are going to be on the first ever team-featured in-season edition of Hard Knocks. The Colts will be followed. It'll premiere November 17th and continue every Wednesday night through the end of the Colts season. So Hard Knocks is going to be following the Indianapolis Colts from November 17th all the way to the end of the season. Let me know what you guys think of that. Me personally, I don't think it's too much of an issue, but yeah, I mean, it is one of those things where, it could become a distraction. I hope that's not what ends up happening, because the Colts already have enough to deal with. I really don't want this to be even more of a distraction. Most of the time when you associate Hard Knocks, you associate teams that are in a bad way, but this might be a different situation. Nevertheless, Hard Knocks is going to be following the Colts from the middle of November all the way to the end of the season. So let us know what you think in the comments about Hard Knocks following the Indianapolis Colts. So let's go into it here. So people were basically still talking about Carson Wentz. Reich was still talking about how, Wentz definitely could have done more, but, I felt like the rest of the team wasn't helping. And then, they were asking about Reich's attempts on the fourth downs, said that he had no regrets for going for it on fourth down, basically that he wants to stay aggressive, and I think we're all in agreement here that the aggressiveness part was not the issue. I think a lot more of it just had to do with the planning and the execution. So, it's one of those things. It's just one of those things where we're just going to have to get used to that. But nevertheless, we'll see what they do on Sunday. But anyways, let's get into a little bit of the injury updates and some of the guys who did or didn't practice today. So let's talk about the guys who are injured and will not play on Sunday. And this was by Zach Kiefer here just a few minutes before I recorded this, that Braden Smith and Xavier Rhodes are officially ruled out for Sunday's game. That's a huge blow, obviously. Matt Pryor would be the right tackle for the Indianapolis Colts. At least that's what we're presuming. That's what it sounded like that was going to happen if Braden Smith were to go down. And, of course, we don't have Xavier Rhodes again for another week. That's going to be very tough. We know what this Rams offense can do. We saw it last week against the Bears. I mean, just threw whatever they wanted and they got it. So, it's going to be a long day for the Colts secondary. We hope that they can scheme some stuff up to be able to help out. But it certainly will be an interesting day for the Indianapolis Colts when it comes to the secondary. How they respond to that is huge. And I think it's quite weird just how bad Rhodes' calf is because, they were saying he was day-to-day from the get-go of that, but they said he was day-to-day, and then they all of a sudden say, oh, well, he's missing 2 weeks. That's kind of weird to me, to be honest. But nevertheless, Rhodes is out for this game as well. You hope he's back week 3 against the Titans. Lord knows we're going to need him there when we go on to face Julio and A.J. Brown. So we're going to need him. And Braden Smith going down, that's huge. He did not practice today at all. So not necessarily a good thing either because, it'd be different if he was a limited participant today and just didn't want to, or they didn't want to practice him and then just didn't want to play him for Sunday and then maybe next Sunday he'll play. We don't know. We don't know if this is going to be a multi-week thing now because they've never given us any updates. They're basically just saying, we're just going to see where he's at and then we'll see what happens. I mean, we get a lot of that, unfortunately, when you're a Colts fan, so we just don't really know, so, and I mean, I guess the way to end this is, let's kind of go into some of the good that happened here. Okay. There's a couple things that, you can see what happens here. Let me pull some stuff up real quick. So the guys who did practice, that would basically be Darius Leonard did practice today. So that's good news. Means he's most likely playing. Quentin Nelson did practice today. That's good news. Kwity Paye practiced today. Kari Willis practiced today. Michael Strawn practiced today. And Eric Fisher also practiced a full participant today. So, all these guys playing, I would assume means that all of these guys will be ready and will be available to play when all things considered. So that's good news that the majority of our key foundation is there and is going to play. Eric Fisher's ability, he could make his debut Sunday. He could. Team said they're going to keep an eye on him over the next 48 hours to kind of see how he does, leading up to the game itself, and then they'll decide whether or not he's going to play. My gut instinct tells me that he does play. Okay, my key instinct is that he does play Sunday, given the fact that we saw what Quentin Nelson's going through with his nagging injuries. He said that that's the kind of stuff, it's one of those things. It's his nagging pain. It's one of those things that's hard to treat. And he said it's been freaking great place before camp, but then all of a sudden something happened, and then all of a sudden it's back, and he's just unable to get rid of it at the moment in time. So we'll see what happens there. Certainly hope Quentin Nelson, can handle that later on. But I see the offensive line situation the way it is. I think that Fisher will be there and will be ready. But ultimately, it depends, again, which Fisher are we going to get? This guy was just 8 months from an Achilles injury. So on one hand, you're thinking, okay, well, you don't want him to re-injure it. Obviously, if he's good enough to practice now, you would imagine that means he's good, right? I mean, it's incredible that he's been available enough, even at this moment in time, to be able to even consider to play in a game. I mean, 8 months after serious surgery. I mean, that's really difficult to come back from something like that, and especially that quickly. But it must mean he's in a good spot. It must mean that. But then on top of it, you'd have the situation of not wanting him to get re-injured, but then you wonder, how in shape is he actually? He really hasn't been able to do much. He hasn't been able to exercise. He hasn't really been able to condition. He hasn't been able to get used to playing. He hasn't gotten used to being next to these guys that much. It's still a learning process for him. Now, of course, I don't believe it would be as bad as what we saw from Davenport in week 1. I mean, because I was saying something. Davenport gave up almost 3 sacks and gave up 8 different hits on Carson Wentz. So, everything was bad on the left side. So I couldn't imagine it would be a whole lot worse. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this injury report. Let me know what you guys think of everything. I mean, that's certainly, there's a lot to take in with this right now. So, it's going to be very interesting for Sunday's matchup. I'm sure that we'll get another video up explaining everything about how it all will go down. Be sure to check out the streams when we have them on Sunday. I'll be doing the live play-by-play, and then we'll have a pregame stream beforehand. So thank you guys so much again for the support. And as always, go Colts.
Once again, thank you to our sponsor, BetQL, the only app you will need to beat your sportsbooks. Find their information along with a 25% off discount code in the description of this video. Make sure you go check that out. And also check out their special BetMGM offer in the description in order to receive a free year of BetQL and other sportsbook sign-up offers and bonuses.